Well, hello everyone. How's everything going in IT4990? I really think this class is special. There's a couple things about it. One is all of you have made it through the program. By now you're pretty mature, seasoned IT professionals, and it does show in the work. I teach classes all the way through the program, and by now I can tell there's a definite difference. So congratulations to you all for making it this far. If you haven't gone to a commencement, I do hope to see you at one. I will be at the next two, which is March 16th in Long Beach, California, excuse me. And the next one after that will be in July of 2013 in Minneapolis. I will be at all the Minneapolis ones anyway, since I am fairly local to that. Getting to the work, some very good stuff going on. I'm grading the presentations. Please be patient, as each one is like 15-20 minutes, and I have between 60 and 70 of them. So yes, it will take a good amount of time, and yes, it could take me into next week to get everything graded. Please be patient. I want to do a good job and see what you guys have to say. Taking a look at some of the other things we're doing, one thing is the, when you're doing your personal analysis, a SWOT is a good thing. Again, with the scope, it can vary depending on what you're doing. Look at what you're doing, what you want to analyze about yourself, and set the scope accordingly. Don't be too picky. Just be honest, everything will work out well. That's pretty much the way it will with all the documentation. Be honest, be complete, and everything turns out pretty well. The next thing, Unit 5, we're going to be working on the literature review. A better way to call that is an annotated bibliography. I want to point out that I rewrote this course without changing the course, and by doing that, I mean I looked at how everything was explained. I put all the language consistent all the way through the course. Everything is well described so that you should be able to read it and not have too many questions. Of course, I know questions pop up. That's the way life is. Okay, Unit 5 with the annotated bibliography. I do call it that. I have a pretty good description of that, and I want to go over it anyway, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Annotated bibliography. What this is, at Unit 6, Unit 5, Unit 6, you need to have 7 sources. And what we're looking at is you need to look at the research out there that covers your topic. This, you may wonder why you're doing this. Well, as you move up through masters, and especially if you go on to a doctorate, you do need to look at what other people have done in such a situation. And so this is actually pretty important. So by this time, 7 sources. By the end of the class, your final project proposal will have 10 sources within this. So please follow that. Write out each of the source in APA format, and after each listing for each source, again, let's make it clear, you're going to write down the information on that source APA format. After that, write a brief description, a couple, 2-3 sentences about that source. And so you'll have entries, 7 entries, and organize them by theme, and of course within each theme, organize them alphabetically. It shouldn't be anything too complicated. If you have questions, let me know. I will be there in the class. Ask the instructor, and we'll answer them quite quickly. So I want to make sure you're on the same page with that. Unit 6, we have the initial proposal. This is all of the documentation we've created so far and does not include any kind of speech or presentation. So the elevator speech, the initial presentation are not part of it. That's not the documentation. We're compiling the documentation so far. Put them in order that we've done them and put it together. Each document should start at the start of a new page. I do recommend printing everything as PDF and then assembling it that way. It does turn out quite well in the end. That way, in case you have things like MS project files, Excel spreadsheets, you can print each of them as a PDF and then assemble them all in order. It works out quite well that way. Also, for the initial proposal and the final, put a cover sheet on them. You do not need an executive summary at this point, but be ready to put that on when we get to the end. I'll give you some more information on that as we come up to it. Another thing that we're looking at is lifelong learning. That is going to be, well, again, we're doing all the documentation. It all goes into the initial proposal. Please take a look at the Unit 6 scoring guide. It's quite complete, and it tells everything that's on there. And one of the things is lifelong learning. Please do not skimp on that. The other thing is, once we get to the end, there's something legal, ethical, and policy issues. That, again, is a big thing in business and organizations. Please don't skimp on that. So look at these scoring guides all the way through. Do not skimp on anything that's in them. It is your guide to a very high score. Also, as far as scoring, I want to mention something. A 90 is an A. So anything 90 or more is an A. Considered a very high score. If I think it's good, yeah, you will get in that range. And so don't ask me, hey, I got a 97. How did I blow this? No, a 97 is a great score. It's an A. It's very good. And if you had that all the way through, you're going to get an A anyway. So, of course, if you have questions, problems, let me know. I'm in the Ask the Instructor and the course room email every business day, so I am available. And keep up the good work. Let's have fun.